Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Khurram Shehzad. I am from National University of Modern Languages. Students have been asking me that I should make a video on Michel Foucault. Indeed, he is one of the most influential philosophers of our time. At the same time, he is one of the most difficult person to deal with. Michel Foucault was born in France in 1926 and he died in 1984. People have written a lot of books on Michel Foucault, and it is said that when we are reading Michel Foucault, it is very difficult to understand the kind of ideology, the kind of discourse, the kind of philosophy that he has produced. And usually people misread him. He has written various books. For example, he has talked about madness and civilization, the birth of clinic, the order of things, archaeology of knowledge, discipline and punish, and history of sexuality. And in most of the books, when we read him, we find that Michel Foucault is polyvalent, not even bivalent. So when you read him, it means that multiple ideas will come in your mind, multiple understandings of Foucault will emerge. That is why people find him difficult to understand. The other philosophers, they are bivalent, that you can find two or three different kinds of meanings when you read them, but Foucault is polyvalent. It means that the multiple readings, multiple understandings will be created. And after reading Foucault for 2 or 3 months, it looks that now we have become Foucault ourselves. That is why it is very difficult to deal with Michel Foucault. He is structuralist as well as post-structuralist and post-modernist. Like all other philosophers, he was also influenced by so many other philosophers. For example, he was influenced by Althusser, he was influenced by Nietzsche, and he does not believe in essentialism. He believes in social constructivism. And some of his ideas are very prevalent and very influential. When he was working in the society and he was producing his ideas, so many other big philosophers, they did not like him and they always opposed his ideas and even him. But today, when we see the influence of Foucault, we see that influence of Foucault is so great that even in the subjects of law, business, or sociology, criminology, okay, psychology, Foucault's influence is there. And people today, they read Foucault. The focus of Foucault is human being. The focus of Foucault is on the body of the human beings. So he does not like that people should call him structuralist or post-structuralist. Even when he was theorizing the concept of power, the concept of institutionalization of power, the concept of archaeology of knowledge, he did not like that people should say that he is creating or producing a theory. So he did not like such type of ideas. But Foucault has strong opposition against humanist concepts of self and objectivity. He opposed the idea of an autonomous individual. So individual is known as a subject in his theory. The subject for Foucault is not a rational agent thinking and acting under its own self imposed and self created commands. Rather, the subject is a product of social structures, epistemes, and discourses. For example, we come across epistemes here means periods. He divides the periods into different categories like classical period, period of enlightenment, modern period, or postmodern period. He talks about how power and knowledge they are interlinked. So he says power is knowledge and knowledge is power. And institutions, because all institutions when they are made, when they are created, their agenda is that they are upholding truth. For example, school or college or university will say that we are creating human beings who are going to uphold truth. Truth plays a very important role in their life, in the lives of the human beings. So, whether it is law, it is hospitals, it is health sector, it is education sector, all of these institutions they work on truth, they uphold truth. It is another thing whether whether they uphold the truth or not, but when they are made, when they are created, they always say that truth will be upheld. So knowledge which is created in university, it is based on truth. The more knowledgeable you are, the more powerful you are. And the kind of knowledge that you have got, the kind of degree that you have got, it will make you a powerful person. But power is not a commodity that someone can hold it, or someone can say that I am in the possession of power, or someone can say that I have got all the power. No, according to Foucault, power works like this, it disseminates like this. So, there are certain institutions which are run by private human beings privately, and there are certain institutions which are run by government. So, he also talks about governmentality. So, governmentality is a word from govern. So, these institutions they govern us at home, our parents, our elders, they govern our behavior. For example, he gives the example of a girl. That girl, she is not supposed to sit in a particular posture. Our parents will tell us that how she should sit, how a boy should sit, how she should comb her hair, how she should, eat. So our behavior is governed at home. And when the student, when the child, it comes to school, our teachers, they govern our behavior. They tell us that how we should walk, how we should talk, how we should behave, what is doable and what is not doable. So these institutions, they are there to govern us, and these institutions they have got legality, they legitimize the rules, they make the rules. And when these rules are made, when the laws are passed, they are passed by the institutions, and these institutions they have got legality. So we are supposed to follow these institutions. So these institutions, they are the creator of knowledge. These institutions, they are the creators of truth. And when they have produced truth, they have produced truth to normalize our behavior. They have produced these truths to govern our behavior, to regulate our behavior. So this is how these institutions they are working in the modern society. He talks about 18th and 19th century. In the 19th century or 18th century or way back in the past, the king or the leaders, they were very powerful. The monarchs, they were very powerful. So they made the law. So much so, they said that they are the representatives of Allah Almighty. So when they called themselves that they are the representative of Allah Almighty, it means that they were very powerful. But in modern societies, these monarchs, these kings, they are not powerful. Rather, the institutions, they have been made and they are powerful and they are exercising power on us. So, in the university, teachers are powerful. They will regulate your behavior. They will look at your behavior. They will create that these are the discourses of normality and these are the discourses of abnormality. And this is how you should work and this is how you should not work. Then teachers, on them we have got HODs or deans. They look at the behavior of the teachers. They normalize and regulate the behavior of the people. So they have got different kinds of forms on yearly basis. They fill them up and your progress report is sent to the other people. So if you are not following them, if you are not following their instructions, you will become delinquent, you will become an abnormal person. So these institutions, they are there to normalize our behavior. Foucault also talks about in Madness and Punish that how the category of madness is created. There was a time in the past when there were people, they were called Allah wale. God is very near to them. You know, for example, we have got microcephalus, okay, and in the past, people used to call them that they are Allah wale. They are very near to Allah Almighty. We should not hurt them. If they curse us, God forbid this curse may fulfill. So people were afraid of them. And our treatment with such type of people, it was very different. But then the knowledge was created, the institution of psychiatry was created, the institution of psychoanalysis was created, and knowledge was created, and people said that these are mad people and they should be sent and they should be treated differently. So Foucault also talks about the idea of panopticon, as if some leader is standing on the top and he can see everyone. But these days we have got different kinds of uh, WhatsApp, we have got Facebook, and they are looking at us and they know that what kind of things we are watching on YouTube or what kind of things we are doing on Facebook. So then they show us the same kind of things. So they are having an eye on us. And if our email address is created by our parents and we are doing something bad on these places, so they will inform our parents. So this is how an eye is kept on us. The system of surveillance, it is working on us. So they are there to normalize our behavior, they are there to regulate our behavior. So we regulate the behavior of the people through these institutions. We regulate the behavior of the people through the institution of schools, colleges, and universities. Then there is an examination system by the doctor. In the past, people, they did not want to show their bodies. They did not want to present their bodies to the doctors. But then knowledge was created. That doctor is a person who can examine your body. So now the behavior of the people has changed. So people, they allow their doctors, medical doctors, to examine their bodies. So this is how surveillance, it is carried out. This is how through the examination of the body. This is how through the knowledge which is created by the institutions, we control the people. And Foucault talks about such type of power. So these institutions, they have got power, they have got knowledge. When they have got knowledge, they produce discourse, and through this discourse they control our behavior, they normalize our behavior, they control our day to day activities. So parents at home, teachers at school, colleges, or universities, they normalize our behavior, they control us, they have got power. And even these teachers or these people, they are controlled by some other people, some other group of people, which in turn are controlled by someone else. So Foucault's idea of power works like this. It is not in the possession of anyone. It is these days in the possession of institutions. And these institutions, through their discourse, through their laws, through their discourses of normality or abnormality, they control our behavior. So power is no longer the conventional power of institutions and leaders, but instead the capillary modes of power that control individuals and their knowledge, the mechanism by which power reaches into the very grain of individuals. It touches their bodies and inserts itself into their actions and attitudes and discourses, learning processes, and everyday lives. It is in discourse that power is both manifest and hardest to identify. Discourse is where everything that relates to power and knowledge, including his own work, is buried. So, through the archaeology of knowledge, through institutions, we are controlling people. We are exercising power on them. Foucault's work is archaeological because it sets out to find out the discontinuities in the history of thought. In fact, beneath the great continuities of thought, one is now trying to detect the incidence of interruptions. Foucault does not believe that there is a smooth transaction of knowledge from one period, from one episteme to the other period or to the other episteme. Rather, there are interruptions. Rather, there are discontinuities in knowledge. Because when history was written, it was also socially constructed. And the king, he knew it very well that who is going to write the history. Rather, he made people write histories for them. So, socially, history was constructed. So, knowledge is a social construction. Foucault does not believe in essentialism. Foucault believes in social constructionism. And these institutions, they create the need for that knowledge. For example, in our capitalistic societies, need for the thing is created. You want to buy a new mobile. You already have got a mobile. It works very well. You already have got a car. It is doing well. But then the need is created that look at this new car, how it is functioning. If you sit in this car, you will become better than the person who is right now. So, same is the case. Knowledge is created for human beings, for girls, for boys. For example, health is working, gym is working. So you are shown through media, look at this girl, she is just 22 or 23 years of age and she is very pretty, and look at the kind of dress that she is wearing, and look at the advertisement in which she is working. For example, in Pakistani society, we have got the advertisement of Lux, we have got the advertisement of Palmolive, and look at the girl who is presenting her body to you. She is topless, and then her leg is shown, and on her leg there is no hair. So, indirectly, a message is given to the other girls that if you use this product, this soap, this cake of soap, you will also look the same kind of pretty girl, and you should not have hair on your legs. Then gym is created. So women after pregnancy, after marriage, when they do not look the same, so knowledge is created that you can look the same if you join the gym, if you go there. So the people who are working in the gyms, the teachers who are working in the gyms, the coaches who are working in the gyms, they will work on your body, and they will tell you what to eat and what not to eat and what kind of exercises to do. And then you can attain the same kind of body that you can see in the advertisement. So same is the case with the other kind of products which are created in the society, because it is a capitalistic society. So need is created for the human beings. So doctors and psychiatrists and psychoanalysts and educational departments, they create the need for some kind of new knowledge, and then we try to read that knowledge, and again categorization is done, and then we try to follow them and we try to use them. So same is the case these days in Pakistan. There is haifu, high intensity facial, hydrofacial. So it means that if you do this thing, you will look young, and this need is created. Even hair transplant, and this need is created in the society. So new knowledge is created. So epistemes, archaeology of knowledge, Foucault talks about all these things, that how power and institutions, they are linked, how knowledge is created, how need for that knowledge is created, how power is created, how we are controlled by the discourses which these institutions they are producing for us. So this is how knowledge and power and knowledge which is created through these institutions, they are controlling us, they are working on our bodies, and our bodies are controlled. So for today this is enough, and in some other lectures we will talk about Foucault's other ideas. Thank you very much.